Rosie Red commented, "The commentator is horrible, speaking against someone he doesn't know personally. What's wrong with you, Mr. Commentator? I will not subscribe to your channel for this reason." Yeah, so what's Rosie Red saying? Oh, you can't possibly criticize someone you don't know. You know, like, you can't criticize your president because you don't know him personally. Yeah, you're a terrible person for doing that. Okay, Rosie Red, great logic. Okay, so Isaac Bartlett asks, why is your avatar this? Yeah, so why is it your avatar? So somebody's asking me why my avatar is the sun. Well, guys, in Greek mythology, Helios is the god of the sun, and so because Helios is the god of the sun, I chose him as my avatar. The sun and light is associated with truth, right? And I believe that the truth is the truth regardless of how you feel about me. And so I'm going to tell the truth because I think it's important for society. So that's why Helios is my avatar, because he is the sun. That's why. Okay, so this guy says that yeah, so look, somebody says, this breakdown is highly speculative. You lost me when you attributed her makeup to finding a spouse through her viewers. No. Makeup is for attracting the opposite gender, because you make yourself look more attractive. You make yourself look at a higher SMV than you are. It's obviously that you make yourself look the best you can, and then you have a public channel that has thousands and thousands of views. I will guarantee that somebody has messaged Michaela in an attempt to be with her, for sure. And then somebody says she likes makeup and she wanted to go to makeup school. They're trying to justify, right? Like, why she puts on makeup, because she wanted to go to makeup school. But why would a girl be interested in going to makeup school? Why isn't it like quantum physics, you know, or something? Well, the reason she wants to go to makeup school and get better at doing makeup is because she wants to get better at attracting guys. And why? Well, she wants to get better at attracting guys because she's a single mother, right? So attracting guys is very important for her to maintain the like stream of attention, to make sure that her kid is provided for in the long term, right? That's the idea. Yeah, and then here's Colby Hayes. So when I look up Michaela Peterson, I see a vid of you flaming her. You down bad? So it's like who hurt you, man? Like, is there something wrong with you? Is that why you're flaming Michaela? First of all, I'm not flaming her. The information is widely available, and me criticizing her is not having something wrong with me. I think that she should not be somebody that women look up to, right? She's a gigantic audience, and she's trying to come off as this person who's like, you know, so great, and you should listen to her, but meanwhile her life is a disaster. Like, no, that needs to be pointed out. Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I have a Patreon with exclusive content. New, revamped, posting content every week, guys. It's just patreon.com/theheliosblog. Go there and subscribe. Again, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You could also drop me a donation like Tom M here. Shout outs to him. Again, link is in the description. So guys, as you can tell, I'm doing a video here where I'm commenting on all of the comments people have sent. And as you can see, so many of them are just ad hominem attacks. It's hilarious. This is why I wanted to make the content, because it's a joke. Okay, so here's Inquisitor. He said, the father of her child and husband never cheated on her, never A-worded her, and never abandoned her. He stuck by her with her unplanned pregnancy. Her social media pics while married were always provocative selfies, which were bedroom fun signaling to other men. His beta reward? Divorce. He wasted 6 years on her when he should have told her and her unborn spawn to screw off while he went and found a new girl. She married up. The expensive and grand outdoor wedding setup and professionally produced video, even with aerial footage, is published on YouTube. Who does this? So finally, Inquisitor, you see Inquisitor is supporting me, obviously. But this is what I'm saying, guys. She, like, She made terrible decisions and then justifies them after the fact. And this is supposed to be a person who is supposed to look up to and follow and listen to like there's some authority. No, her father is an authority. That doesn't mean that the daughter is an authority. And I'm telling you guys, she's messed up. And like, why should we listen to that? That's why I made the video. Okay. One wrong thing you said. Here's another guy. This is an interesting comment here. One wrong thing you said. She said she's fine and she's right. And she's right. Because she was getting drilled all the time and didn't feel any pain of reality her husband was feeling. So basically the guy is saying that Michaela was cheating the whole time. I don't know about that. But I do know that she was signaling to other men. So there you go. And then here's somebody. Wait. Okay, honestly, I agree with everything you've said. My husband loves JP, but I remembered hearing him greet her as dog face. I thought that was strange. I wondered if he does that to... Yeah, anyway, I can't read the whole thing. The comment got deleted or something. Okay, anyway. Here's the next one. I guess raging inferiority complex runs in the family. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Okay. Here's another comment here. It says, I'm not sure where this idea that kids staying in a home where the parents hate each other or shouldn't be together is somehow better than living in a divorced home, but it needs to die. As a guy who lived in that situation, it was awful. And sure, I turned out okay. Another sibling of mine ended up being in a bad way. You don't know what you're talking about. Actually, by your own, so bear or whatever, by your own admission, at least 50% of the siblings turned out okay, even in that situation. Whereas if the girl was a single mother and you grew up in a house with no father at all, it would have been worse. So, unfortunately, and I feel terrible to say this, your life, I'm sorry that you had a bad life, a bad home life. It's horrible. But it would have been actually worse if your parents had divorced. And that they were arguing just shows that the dynamic between the parents was bad, right? The guy wasn't alpha dominating. It wasn't a hypergamous ideal of your mother. Your father wasn't, clearly. Okay, here's another guy. While I do understand your frustration with how his words could be utilized to justify unfair actions, it seems like you're inserting a lot of your own negative assumptions and conclusions to what Matthew is saying. For the most part, Matthew keeps his statements broad, using a person when giving general advice about how someone should be in a relationship, as his main focus is on self-improvement and growth for both men and women. False. He speaks the language of emotionalism. His channel is dedicated to women primarily, and you can tell that by his talking points. And when addressing women specifically about guys, he'll provide useful information regarding a specific topic, oftentimes telling them what they might not want to hear. Of course, no one's always right, as we're all human, but there's grace in giving someone the benefit of the doubt and in keeping an open mind. The implication is what? I'm not keeping an open mind by supporting Matthew. I'm wrong because I'm not supporting Matthew. So no, I believe that Matthew's advice is terrible because it comes from a position of lies. It teaches women this egalitarian equalist idea. It also teaches women basically they can do no wrong, right? The things that women are doing to maintain their relationships and how they see guys in relationships. He sees nothing wrong with this. With them, sleeping with Chad, and etc. Like no, it's I disagree. Okay. All right. Here's Meta Thresh. Explaining a situation doesn't mean you're excusing yourself of responsibility. Rather, you're describing factors that facilitated the result. So she could still be responsible, but help explain factors that led to the situation. Wait. Okay. So here's what he said initially. She's not blaming her parents. She's describing a situation that added pressure to her life. And I said, she's just, quote unquote, insert deflection of responsibility here. So what I said to the guy is that he is justifying, he's deflecting the responsibility off of Michaela for her own poor decisions, right? Like, you should not encourage women to do this. I think it's terrible. So no, disagree. Okay, and then this guy says that I paused the video too much. I'm trying to correct this, but I still think I paused it too much, but okay. Here's Thanas. He says, the heliosblog. A little bit of self-awareness won't do you any harm, I promise. And let's see how he criticized me. Who are you to state your opinions as facts? Again, my opinions are my opinions, right? Like, I don't say that they're facts. I mean, some of them are, right? Some of the things that I say are factually true and based in statistics and probabilities. And some of it is my opinion. I don't state that my opinions are facts. And then he says, a little bit of self-awareness won't do you any harm. I'm not stating my opinions as facts unless my opinions are based in fact. Oh, look, this guy said this better be a joke, right? Because criticizing Hassan means that, means that I, like, because I insulted your darling, there's something wrong with me. Like, no, your darling can be wrong and can be criticized. Sorry. All right, I'll just comment on this one for a sec. For what it's worth, Matt's contact seems to be him presenting a lot of men's issues to women directly, translated into womanese. I watched a few of his videos, not just the viral ones, and that seems to be his shtick. I think if he spoke directly to women in the way that men speak about their issues, they would immediately disregard anything he says. Anyways, I love the channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Appreciate it. But again, what I believe is that Matthew, in presenting these things in womanese, means that he's disregarded anyway. Because he's not telling the girls the truth. He's sugarcoating everything. And as a result of sugarcoating everything, you don't actually get the truth. You just get pretty lies. Okay. Another comment. Had to sub. I love your take on these videos. Please keep them up. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's look at The Invisibles. It's an article by Rolo Tomasi. Okay. So Forge the Sky. It's a quote. The heart of all this is, in a woman's mind, humans have 3 genders. Women, alphas, and betas. I agree entirely. I actually made a video on this. The problem is, it's difficult to distinguish between the latter two as there are no clear biological markers. A few unfakeable traits like height and muscularity give an indication, similar to how long hair tends to indicate a woman, but not infallibly so. But women have different relationships with them. To women, betas are friends, helpers, co-workers, employees, servants. Unless related by blood, they're practical beings only. There is no romance to them. They're useful, fun, maybe even someone to be a little affectionate towards so long as they remain useful, but they have no deeper self, no soul, no mystical thing to bind to. Alphas are something else entirely. They're actually people drenched with desire, romance, spirit. Him she can respect. In greater cases, even worship. It matters little how well he performs objectively, so long as he does nothing to make her doubt her assessment of him as alpha. If he does perform, she admires and praises his performance, but she's doing that about something or another regardless, even if she's gushing about how he bought her a bag of Skittles. No woman will stand beside a beta as he faces and succumbs to death, not unless it's convenient, or she would be shamed. It simply would not make sense for her to do so. Would you hold your employee's hand as they lay dying? Only if they had a fatal accident right in front of you. Past that, condolences to the kids. Men see 2 genders, men and women, better and worse, more and less attractive, but no fundamental difference. Without being trained in a counterintuitive mindset, we'll by default project our understanding of gender upon women, and so we try to improve our beta game instead of flipping the script. The BP is miserable because it's a learned helplessness. From within is the cracking of an invisible whip, punishment meted capriciously and without time or reason. There is no pattern or method to the BP man's pain. FTS must have been reading my mind this week because his comment made a perfect segue into what I've been developing. The most salient part of this comment, I thought, is without being trained in a counterintuitive mindset, we'll by default project our understanding of gender upon women. This is a great observation because there are intrinsic parts of the male psychological firmware that the feminine imperative picked up on long ago and deliberately co-opts to better aid in optimizing women's control of hypergamy. From the utility needs side of hypergamy, this mostly manifests in various forms of serviceable security. The beta bucks aspect of hypergamy can be distilled to a need for security, protection, and a certainty that a woman and her offspring will be insured against any uncertainty. Every psychological and sociological dynamic that contributes to feminine primacy keys in on this need for existential certainty. The war brides dynamic, the evolution from old order chivalry to modern feminism, and now the social legal handicapping of men to ensure that feminine security certainty above all other considerations are all manifestations of this need. The feminine imperative learned long ago that men's innate protectorate instinct for the feminine was its second most valuable means of masculine control, the first being men's always-on bedroom fun impetus. Thus, pairing the two as a means of control is a simple deductive proposition for the imperative, the rudimentary connection being protect the woman and I get bedroom fun. This is the unspoken exchange that's part of our evolutionary past. Men are nothing if not deductive and creative problem solvers, and women have used this to their hypergamous advantage since our hunter-gatherer beginnings. This is what confounds modern men under the auspices of our present feminine primary social order. We're emphatically told that women never owe men bedroom fun, yet the latent message is and has always been, but if you perform to her satisfaction, she might be more inclined to give you bedroom fun. Carrot to pull the card. I know, but this mental algorithm is a sociological buffer for women. Exclude the bedroom fun unworthy, but leave an acceptable caveat in order to leverage the possibility of bedroom fun with those who are still useful in providing security. Bear this in mind the next time you read a story about a savior white knight who is beaten to a bloody pulp for his effort to protect a woman from the predations of some alpha she likely wanted to sleep with anyway. Men will project by default our own gender interpretation onto women and sometimes pay the price. Betas believe the feminine primary equalist advertisement that men and women are functional equals while still force-fitting unexpected old order male protectionism completely based on an unequal state presumption into the belief, often at their own expense. Invisible men. While I disagree that there are no distinct physical and cultural markers that women use, sometimes subconsciously, to distinguish alpha men from the bulk of beta men, I strongly agree with the distinction and characterization Forge the Sky makes about with how women regard beta men. The vast majority of men are bedroom fun invisible to women, but all males are visible in terms of their utility to women and the role those men are expected to play in deference to women's solipsism. There's an important difference in that visibility with respect to men and women we need to consider. I expect the female readers will trot out the "ooh, men do it too" counter that women are invisible to men who don't see them as bedroom fun prospects. That may be the case, particularly for mature women convinced that they should be bedroom fun viable into their late 50s. However, those women's functional utility is never an issue for men. Neither is it an article of attraction for a man. As much as feminine-centric culture would like to convince women of the opposite, men simply don't factor a woman's provisional utility into their attraction equation. Invisible men never become visible to a woman until either those men intrude on a woman's awareness or she has a specific utilitarian need of him. At this point, whether due to normal arousal, attraction, awareness, or her specific need, usually protection or security, that man must perform to prove his maleness. He must qualify for her visual acknowledgement of him. Over prolonged periods, this invisibility and the fear of having his insistence rejected, it can influence men's overall perception of women and their intergender interpretations. Invisible men tend to confuse a woman's utility interest in him as genuine indicators of interest. The feminine imperative prepares for this mixed message with a constant, self-perpetuating social narrative that tells the invisible men they are never, under any circumstance, owed a woman's intimacy. It's always a gift, a reward for her approval. All right, back to these comments here. Had to sub. I loved your take on these videos. Thank you. Juiced in commented, this is kind of creepy. Right, because me criticizing a girl saying that she's made poor decisions and is destroying her life and that her viewers shouldn't listen to her, that makes me creepy. It's just ad hominem attacks. It's garbage. Nah100mil commented, bro, have you ever talked to a woman before? Again, this is just a, bro, you can't get laid because you aren't associating with the feminine or you aren't agreeing with the feminine. No, you have it wrong, nah100mil. You don't understand that by being on the feminine imperative side, you're actually destroying yourself. You don't understand that. Della's Revenge commented, dishonesty and BS runs in the family. Well, as far as Michaela's concerned, I mean, we know this. Let's continue. Oh, here we go. This has to be one of the worst videos I've seen in recent months. Absolute baloney from start to finish. To whoever is watching this and nodding with approval, please consider there are always two sides to the story. At no point did this person, me, consider that maybe the husband also wasn't perfect because what he wants to see is that women equals bad. No, I don't want to see that women equals bad. And actually, I'll read my my comment here because I actually did reply to this. Take responsibility for your own actions. Stop viewing yourself as the victim. So what? Me criticizing a girl who's made bad decisions means I'm not taking responsibility. She's not taking responsibility. You see what I'm saying? It's like trying to flip the script. I'm not saying she's innocent, that he's bad and that everything he says is wrong. Just that this is an incredibly biased video and this mindset won't get you anywhere. So what's the idea? If you don't support the feminine imperative by supporting what Michaela is saying to rationalize her garbage, you're a bad person. Okay, here, let's see my upvote. Here. I do not believe that all women are bad. I believe that one woman made very bad decisions, and that's Michaela. That I criticize one woman does not mean that I criticize all women. That is a logical fallacy. Michaela is not a woman to look up to or emulate. Without a rich dad, she would be a walking disaster. Listen to Michaela's podcast. She talks about how her kid was an accident, which forced her to quit university, and she had a shotgun marriage. Does it sound like someone you want to emulate? Yeah. Notice how they didn't reply to that. Okay. Okay, let's see. Over the last decade in Germany, the laws for divorce and alimony are getting loosened. Nowadays, you can't choose to work as a woman. You have to. Because if you're a stay-at-home wife or mom and your husband divorces you, which you can without proving that you did anything wrong, you'll be a poor woman. Because sadly, marriage doesn't mean anything anymore and you can't just leave if someone better comes around. I'm aware that in most cases, women are filing for divorce, not men. But what I explained would be the problems that I as a woman would face. I believe that there can be no winner in divorce. Everybody loses, especially the children. In my early 20s and the majority of my friends have divorced parents. That's why Gen Z is so lost and messed up. She's in her early 20s. Yeah. She's worried about, fundamentally losing her security. It makes total sense. But here's the problem. Women initiate 80% of divorces. And when men initiate the remaining 20%, there's only two reasons why men initiate divorces. Do you want to hear them? First one is illicit substance use. Second one is criminality. So you have no worries about the man divorcing you. If you're a good girl to your husband, he's not going to divorce you. How is having to go to work a privilege? The womanists don't see what they lost since the 50s. Of course, it's good to have choice, but in my opinion, a lot of people are making a terrible choice. All they want is to have more power than men. They don't want equality. Wow, an early 20s girl that gets it. Womanism nowadays means women should be like men, and true feminine traits are against, they're bad and old-fashioned. Yeah, based. Great comment. Yeah, I already said. CG Cloud, who are you raised by? Do you have any daughters? This is just an ad hominem attack, right? It's like, oh, you must not like women. You must not understand women because you disagree with Michaela. No. Like, what? The guy, so Athana said my arguments aren't much better. Like, so anyway, look. It says, seriously, Hassan has reacted to this video at least 3 times already. Again, with ad hominems. You calling someone else an NPC while hiding behind a sun animation and repeating Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson verbatim. I don't have to refute your argument. Anyone with a fully functioning brain can recognize the projection. No, I'm not quoting Ben or Jordan. I'm actually quoting Rollo Tomasi. Yeah. Look, I've responded to this. Actually, if you'd like to be more accurate, I got my arguments from neither Ben nor Jordan. They're closer to the truth, but miss key parts. Please do your research. Speaking of research, you make a lot of claims in the video, don't present any. I wonder why. Yeah, point to the claims I've made and I'll direct you to where I got my information. And then he says all of this stuff. Yeah, so look, and then he criticized, and then the guy points out a bunch of my criticisms. And I actually repeat. Look, you can read this comment. Actually, let me read this. Here's my response. So, here's the thing he criticized from me. Women have been harnessing men's bedroom fun drive since the beginning of time for controlling compliance. And I said, see the book written by Robert Briffault titled The Mothers, A Matriarchal Theory of Social Origins. Keep in mind this book is old. Don't rip my head off about how the guy writes. Yeah, just keep in mind there's some stuff in that book that I don't agree with, okay? But this is supported. Okay. All of his beliefs are what everyone believes, so here's my answer. Obviously, my statement here is an exaggeration to get my point across. I hope you understand my implication, which is that his beliefs totally align with pop culture and with no original ideas. See any modern movie and compare the characters' belief sets with Hassan's. Do they align perfectly or not? Great examples include the new Ghostbusters, Captain Marvel, Thor, Love and Thunder. You'll find that Hassan is perfectly aligned with the belief sets of those characters, which are made to appeal to the modern NPC. Okay, 3. Men and women aren't equal. Probably my favorite take. Wasn't directly stated but was implied given the context. So here's my response. Equality implies that men and women are the same. Since they aren't, examples are easy to find. See Serena Williams talking about how she'd fare against any of the male greats. See the male to female transgender woman named Leah Thomas and how she crushed 2 gold medalist women in a swimming competition. See the difference in ability between male and female chess grandmasters. And yes, this includes Judith Polgar, who despite being a grandmaster, who competed against men, never had a winning record against the best, such as Garry Kasparov. We could also include inventors in this argument, as well as scientific innovators, other than Madame Curie. I'll bet you'll struggle to name one, whereas names such as Einstein, Planck, Haber, Newton, Tesla require no introduction. There are some more women in science, but again, it's like, 95% to 5%. Modern culture indoctrinates men to be useful idiots for women. This one is also easy. Here's my explanation. With you probably being aware of many examples in your personal life. Men who date quote-unquote polyamorous women are useful idiots. So women who have multiple boyfriends that they see at the same time, while those men do not have multiple girlfriends since they're optionless. See also men who date single mothers or marry them. You could watch the TikTok where a woman asks if it's okay to date while pregnant. They're useful idiots because they're giving away their resources to women practically for free, or in the case of dating, marrying single mothers, they're using their resources to raise offspring which is not their own, effectively making them losers in reproduction. The friend zone, quote unquote, and phrases like be friends first and let's just be friends are also indoctrination tactics to make men useful idiots. It convinces these men to give boyfriend behaviors to women who give nothing in return. Please let me know if you require further explanation. And he didn't even respond to this. So anyway, guys, let's go on to our Reddit post here. It's on relationship advice, posted 3 hours ago. Too much bedroom fun. The girl is 37, the guy is 40. This is just dead bedroom waiting to happen. This is what's going to happen. I've been married for 8 years, and my husband, who's 40, has always had an insatiable bedroom fun appetite. Before kids, we had bedroom fun practically every day. Now I'm happy with 3 times a week, but he pursues bedroom fun daily. He often makes bedroom fun comments, hugs me or gives me bedroom fun looks, talks about what he wants to do, and he initiates bedroom fun throughout the day. I work from home some days, and he'll initiate bedroom fun with me when he knows I have an appointment in 5 minutes and want to drink my coffee or have a minute to myself before I start. It's at a point where I'm often uncomfortable, starting to feel unattractive, and frankly want to avoid him. We've had tons of discussions around this issue and it keeps coming up. I'm not sure if there's a better way to communicate or solve this problem. I'm feeling uncomfortable and wanting to just get away. I also feel like he has no alternate ways to relate or connect with me in a healthy way. Would like to hear if anyone has experienced this. So here's what she's saying. I'm no longer attracted to my husband. I don't want to have bedroom fun, but I still want to keep the resources. What do I do? Alright, top comment. 38 upwards. I also have a high bedroom fun drive. If 10 is a bedroom fun addict who will literally have bedroom fun any or every time to satiate it, then I'm probably a 7 to 8. But I'm married to someone who does not. She's probably 3 to 4. I've never ever pressured her after she said no. I've never forced myself on her. When she says no, I go rub one out and get on with my day. Okay. Yeah, again, this is like, just agree to the dead bedroom. Like, he's not forcing himself on the girl. This is your wife. Like, I don't know what you're, like... Again, this idea that, like, you're supposed to be monogamous, but the guy, like, doesn't get his needs met is utterly ridiculous. So what? He's supposed to provide for you, protect you, pay for your stuff, take care of you, but you don't take care of him? You have to be on your schedule? No. Relationships are a trade. If you're not living up to your side, let him have a girlfriend on the side then. If you can't deal with his impulses. It's ridiculous. Okay. Anyway. We're going to end the video there. Again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, hit that sub, hit all for notifications. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content, newly revamped, posting weekly, patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just go there and subscribe. Again, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You could also drop me a donation like Tom M here. Shout outs to him. Again, thanks guys for taking the time to listen to my video to the end. If you did, you're wonderful. Really appreciate it, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.